welcome back, everyone. Sunday afternoon, and it's I don't know what it's like where you are back in the UK. I believe it's nice and warm, albeit a bit muggy. Here in Spain, we are having a heat wave. It is 40 degrees plus. Thank God for the air conditioning. Welcome back, everyone. Lovely to see you all in the chat already. Just me this afternoon, but we have a very, very big announcement to make on this channel, exclusively on this channel. We'll get to that in a little bit, in a little while. We'll just wait for everyone to get in. But Mark Lieberman, his comment there says, news at Ben said political direction will be announced next week, TR for PM. Mark, I can tell you that that is exactly what the big announcement is going to kind of look like. Well, as I said, we'll get to that a little bit later. We're just waiting for everyone to arrive in the show because it's an unusual time of day for me to be going live. Let's have a little look in the chat. Free Lucy Connolly. Hello, Free Lucy Connolly. Indeed, excuse me. Don, checking in from California. How you doing, Don? Good to see you, my friend. Nelly, good to see you as well. Good to see everyone in the chat. Thank you so much. Let's have a little look. Okay, we'll get a little bit of negativity out of the way. Adam, I'm afraid you, my friend, are not welcome on this channel because of the comments that you've been making about me on other people's channels. You can't go on other people's channels and troll and abuse me and then expect to be welcome onto our lives. So see you later, Adam. Thank you very much, but no thanks. Jack, do you think we should go to the Hawksmoor and have a demonstration in response to what they did to Tommy the other day? Jack, no, I don't. I don't want anyone to get into trouble. I think the best thing we can do with Hawksmoor is to ignore them and to boycott them. Simple as that. Let's have a little look. Sue Curtin, I'm hoping Ben Rupert and Howard are starting a new party. We shall see. Jack, Paul Thorpe, also, when you said in one of your previous videos that you wanted Kemi to be your next door neighbour, my message is don't say that because she's part of the establishment. Jack, some people do take my words out of context. I said I quite like Kemi as an individual. When she speaks and as a person, I get a feeling that she'd be a nice next door neighbour. That's all I said. So I don't understand. Let's have a little look. Afternoon, Chief. Good afternoon. What's going on? What's going on is it's bloody hot. AG Audits. Good afternoon. Before we get on to the really big announcement, I just want to speak very briefly about what's taken place at Glastonbury over the last day or two. Shocked? No, because you know what's going to come when you get thousands of lefty brainwashed university students in one place, being gaslit by those on the even further left. And some of the things that were said at Glastonbury over the last couple of days and aired live on the BBC, utterly shameful, far worse than anything that Lucy Connolly or poor Peter Lynch, God rest his soul, ever had to say. I wonder if there's a prison cell waiting for those people involved in those insightful and hateful comments yesterday live on TV. Absolutely outrageous, beyond belief. Paul, have I got a spare room? Happy Sunday, cousins. Greetings from Chicago. My Brighton, Paul, did you delete your X account? It's not up at the moment. I haven't deleted it. It's just hidden. I'll be honest, the way the X was going, I didn't like the shape of it, to be honest. Interesting weekend with the Glastonbury and Farage's interview. It has indeed. Right, so let's get round to the big announcement, because I mean this isn't going to be afternoon, mate. It's not going to be a super long live stream, because that's going to come tomorrow. So the big news is that our good friend Ben Habib, who recently has hinted and kind of announced the formation of a new political party, will give his first full and exclusive interview here on this channel with me tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. live, where Ben himself will be making a huge announcement about his future, the future of the party itself, its politics, who's going to be involved, and how he hopes to save the UK from the dreadful direction in which it's been heading. Now, that will be live and exclusive on this channel tomorrow evening. This interview will be exclusive here at 7 p.m. and I'm honoured that Ben has asked me to do it. And I think he's asked me because he understands and he knows the quality of my audience, and that is thanks to you guys. But even more interestingly, Ben has agreed to answer as many of your questions live on the show as possible. Nothing is off the table. He's also agreed to open his heart and give you his honest opinion about Tommy Robinson and how he's been treated, and where Ben believes that Tommy can and may be heading in the future. This is going to be an explosive interview, not to be missed. And you can get your questions for Ben in the comment section below right now. And I promise you, I will pick as many as I can and I will ask those questions to him live tomorrow night from 7 p.m. on this channel. Now, a mark of the man himself is that I said to him, Ben, you know what? It might be better to do a recorded interview because live streams can get a bit sketchy. And Ben's answer to that was, Paul, no, I want to do it live, walks and all. I want to address the public. I want to be as open to the public as I possibly can be. And I'm not hiding from anyone or anything. I want to do it live. So bravo, Ben Habib, live tomorrow night on this channel from 7 p.m. There you go, Pauline. I hope I've done it in time for you. Excuse the gurgling. I'm going through gallons of water every day. Thank you very much, Craig. Really appreciate that. JG Media. Hi, Paul. Just came in to watch you. Sunny here in Chelsea. Beautiful. Happy birthday to me and free all political prisoners. Richard, happy birthday to you, my friend. Thank you, Christine. Really appreciate that. Maureen, hi from Blackpool. I've been bumping into viewers from all over the UK, right across Benidorm, out to Altea, Albia, you name it, Lanusia. Wherever I go, I'm bumping into viewers of the channel. Lovely to see you. And Danny's coming out to Benidorm on Wednesday, hoping to see us. Hopefully I'll bump into you, mate. So what do you think of Ben's announcement today, and also what he's got to say potentially tomorrow? It's fantastic. I've been speaking to Ben quite regularly over the last week or two. AJ Audits, you have permission to play that clip sent via Danny. Let's have a look. What has he sent me? I've got a feeling I know what it is. But I'm not. I think Danny's going to reserve that clip for his channel, mate. Cheers, Scott. Appreciate that, mate. Buenas tardes. We are all well, thank you, Linda. We are all very well indeed. The dogs are also doing very well. All lovely, yeah, all nice and sound. Hi, Paul. I'm also in Spain for 2 months and sat under the aircon. Yeah, absolutely. Bev from Northern Ireland, good afternoon, Bev. 1,765 people currently watching. Please make sure you give us an upvote. Would really, really appreciate that. Going back to Ben, I've been speaking to Ben quite regularly recently. Things have been a bit quiet. Everyone's looking for a bit of hope, and I think that is coming very, very soon. Watch this space. I think there's going to be a lot happening over the next few days. Maxine, hi from Clacton. How you doing, Maxine? Thank you very much. Cheers, Muddy. Yeah, what was the band called? Kneecap or something? Well, there's your first clue, isn't it? And some other moron screaming about death to Jews and whatever it was. I don't know. What are these people like? Can you imagine if that was the other way around? Can you imagine what they should have done at that stage? Is the police should have entered the stage, arrested them on the spot, and shut down the entire event live on BBC. That's what should have happened. And those idiots in the audience cheering and waving Palestine flags, etc., do they not understand the irony that they are at a music festival, enjoying their youth, enjoying the best years of their life, at what is supposed to be a fun-filled freedom, festival of freedom and life, listening to live music? The irony that their counterparts were murdered in cold blood in the same situation less than a couple of years ago. How can they miss that irony? How can they miss that irony? Is it just a lack of education, or is it just plain evil? I can't make my mind up. Thank you, Chili. I really appreciate that. Judd, the big problem is the votes will be split with reform, surely. Well, we'll see, Judd. I'm not so sure that that's going to be the case. The big question is, are reform delivering? Are they delivering for you? Are they delivering? Are they saying what you want to hear? Are they doing the right things? Are there policies where you want to be, really want to be? I think for many that is not the case. At the end of the day, we all have to unite at the next general election. We don't have to unite now. We don't have to unite next week, next month. I'm talking about uniting from a voting sense. We don't need to unite today, tomorrow, next week, next month, or even next year. What we do need to do, we need to keep pushing and putting pressure on the right people, getting the right people into positions of power, and making sure that the working class people of this country, and everyone else, not just the working class, but mostly the working class people of this country, their voices are heard and respected. The tea lady says a new party will split the vote, beware. Well, as I just said, there is no vote at the moment. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I think that good, exciting things are happening and will happen. Thank you, Joan. Appreciate that. Andy, that of course is your prerogative, my friend, and it may well be that a lot of other people feel, may even be that I feel the same. In, 3-4 years' time, whenever the next general election is. But right, for now, none of us have got to make that decision. Absolutely, please, no violence. Nobody wants to see any violence. Hey, Paula from London, The Dump. Good afternoon, thank you. Yeah, Chrissy, I think hopefully I've already made those thoughts clear. Absolutely disgusting. And the BBC, well, what is there left to say about the BBC? Yeah, someone else saying no retaliation, please. I'm not sure what they're talking about there. If you're talking about the restaurant, absolutely no retaliation other than to boycott them and ignore them. Slim Jim says, I think it's too late to change how the UK has become. I've been watching some of the auditors recently. I won't name them. They're all who they are. They all do different jobs in different ways. And I must admit, I admire their balls, some of the situations they get into. My view on auditors is this, is that, look, sometimes they go over the top. Sometimes they can be a bit provocative. Sometimes they're clearly, you know, egging the situation on. But the point that a lot of people will miss is that that is their job. That's what they're there to do. They're there to deliberately wind people up and expose people's ignorance, expose the police and their lack of knowledge with their law on a lot of the occasions, and where they're prepared to flout the law, even abuse it at times. That is their job. They're doing the job of exposure. And I think it's a very important job. Do I agree that sometimes they could be wasting police's time? Well, sure, you know, there is an argument for that, but let's be honest, what are they bloody doing anyway half the time? I mean, they can send 6 or 8 police officers to deal with an auditor when it's quite clear that if any one of them had any brains, it's quite clear what's going on. You just pull them to one side and go, it's an auditor, guys, just walk away. But nobody, they seem to rise to the bait every time. I don't know why they do it. Hi, Bjork, how you doing from New York? Yep, I believe there was no trouble at all at yesterday's football lads march. I believe I haven't caught up with all of that yet, but hopefully there was no problems. Yeah, cancel your BBC licence. Glastonbury was terrible. Watched a few clips. Shame on them, absolutely. Anti-Semitic BBC, 100%. You know, anyone on the other side watching this now is going, oh, you know, sitting there raising their eyebrows and tutting, etc. Would you feel that it was acceptable for anyone to stand on stage and start saying the precise opposite? No, you wouldn't, would you? You'd be screaming and kicking all the way to your next hate-filled demo. But because it's Jews involved, it's okay. That's okay. And let me tell you one of the reasons that the main reason. Now, I'm not Jewish, by the way. I'm Church of England. I have Jewish friends, Muslim friends, Hindu friends, Sikh friends. I have friends from all different religions. One of the reasons that the left, those on the left, and they all, when you watch them on these auditing videos, when you watch them at the demonstrations, they all have one thing in common. To me, it looks like to me. They all need a bath and they all need to get a job. And one of the reasons that they hate the Jewish community so much is because the Jewish community have done everything that they haven't. They've worked hard and they've earned money. In many cases, they've earned a lot of money. And that is what these people hate. And they don't just reserve that for the Jewish community either, because, you know, look, I've worked hard all of my life and I've done all right for myself, and I get the same thing. I get hatred because I've done okay for it. Because I've worked, you get hatred. Hatred, remember this, hatred always comes from below. It never comes from above. It always comes from below. A petition needs to be started to get him convicted. Lucy Connolly should be freed immediately. Jackie says, hi Paul, I've banned all food takeaways being delivered to my house. Please everyone do the same. I would refuse to use Deliveroo, Uber Eats. Don't use them. I've even avoided using Uber cabs recently. There's a few conversations going on in there in the chat. I'm not sure what this one is relating to. Watched some of it last night, didn't like it. Not quite sure which one he was talking about. Hi, Billy from the Toon. Lovely Newcastle. Love to everyone up there. Sheep follow sheep. The wolves stand alone. Jane says, Paul, please say we are being saved. Do you know what, Jane? I would love to say that. What I will say to you is that we quite clearly can be saved. Very clearly we can be saved. But it can only be done via the ballot box. This is what I made a video about this the other day. How many millions of people, millions of ordinary Britons, failed to get off of their arses and go and vote at the last election, which led us into where we are today, a state of total and utter embarrassment. So the only way that we can save ourselves, or the only way that we can be saved, is if we save ourselves. Seabies, Paul, thanks for the Lucy Connolly video. Helped inspire and motivate me to go and protest for her release outside HMP Peterborough. The proof is on my profile. I'll have a look at that. Thank you very much. Perth Luxury, cheers. 62 days until Old Firm and the Hoops will lose. Blimey, no one's counting then, eh? My Bright says, I hear you. Thanks, mate. Rod Stewart for PM. The BBC needs bringing down. They should have not broadcast that vile stuff from Glastonbury. Absolutely. Actually, Stan had a cup of tea with Rod Stewart, a Watch show a few years back. Very nice man. It's illegal to broadcast hate speech, so the BBC are in the pit. Well, it's also illegal to have images of children on your computer when you work for the BBC, but that didn't go very far, did it? It wasn't live on TV, stop gaslighting. Okay, so if it wasn't live, I apologise if it wasn't live. I heard it was live. But if it wasn't live, that makes it even worse, right? Now, it was on the BBC. It splashed right across the newspapers. It splashed everywhere. I've seen clips of it myself on my phone. If it was live, at least the BBC would have had an excuse and say we didn't know it was coming. Although they clearly knew the quality and the political beliefs and what was likely to come out of their mouths before the show was, before the event was shown. So live or not live is completely and utterly irrelevant, Ice Chips. The fact that it was shown is the point. Whether it was live doesn't matter. If it wasn't live, it's even worse. Come back to me on that one. Yeah, Mike Dawson, Brits, it's never too late. See President Trump, absolutely. Jeffrey, hi Paul, hope you're staying out of the heat. You and the family stay safe too. Thank you very much. Thank you, Helen. Little explanation for a few because, what's this? Dave Atkin, Englishman arrested at Speaker's Corner for saying I'm Israel. Hi. I haven't seen that, but you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, there you go. Sums it up. What a comment. Comment of the afternoon so far. Mr. Gets It Done. Good afternoon to you, Paul. Haven't seen a Free Lucy flag at Glastonbury. The youth of today should be utterly ashamed of themselves. In many cases, not all of them, of course, but I don't know who to blame. It's all very well blaming the universities that they go to. And we all know who's infiltrated all the universities. I wouldn't let my children anywhere near. I'd rather them, well, I can't tell you what I'd rather them do, but there are many things I'd rather them do than go and get indoctrinated and their brains washed at a university in the United Kingdom. The parents are also responsible in many cases. There's been some terrible parenting going on, in my opinion. How can they turn out this way? How can they be more worried about people halfway across the world than an innocent woman who's done next to nothing, rotting away in jail? Unbelievable. The Tilly 2 no prison sentence has been classed as a performance, and Bob Geldof needs looking at too. I don't know about Bob Geldof, but I mean, look, has there been any decisions yet as to prosecutions? There simply must be prosecutions. There's no way there cannot be. Paul, how are your animals adjusting to the heat? Not too bad. I mean, we keep them in most of the day in the aircon. We take them out, either early in the morning or when it's much later at night, when it's cooled down a bit. But these people, surely they cannot say what they've said and get away with it. That would be not evidence, that will be conclusive proof that we live in a two-tier justice system. If those people were allowed to stand on stage and call for the death of others, then if they get away with that, then we really do have a problem, a bigger problem than even any of us ever thought. Have they been arrested? Well, I don't think so, but we will see. AJ Audit says apparently the Met are not going to charge anyone over that Glastonbury debacle. I don't think it would be down to the Met, would it? Iran again has called for the assassination of Donald Trump. That wouldn't surprise me either. Debbie, thank you very much, Debbie. The super party we've all been hoping for the people. Bring it on, Ben. Hi, Paul. Best wishes to you and your family. Really appreciate that. JT5765, missing 15-year-old girl in Leeds. Pray she is found safe and unharmed. Please, God, I haven't heard about that one. But yes, let's all hope and pray she is found well. AJ Audits again, cheers, mate. As an auditor, I don't go out to antagonise the police, but to show them what they are doing wrong. It's the police who antagonise the situation. Yeah, I agree, mate. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have used the word antagonise. Wind up. Let's say wind up a little bit, but you know what I mean. Danny in Spain. Good afternoon, Paul. Good afternoon, everyone. Afternoon, Danny. Danny's been down in Malaga, topping up his suntan. Was hoping to have Danny on the show tonight, but he's busy with family. But we do have a treat for you coming up on Tuesday. Trust me, we have a treat coming up for you on Tuesday. So let's just get through that statement once more for anyone late coming to the show. We've got nearly 3,000 people watching, which is amazing for a Sunday afternoon. Please give me an upvote. Would really appreciate that. Before I go back to the statement, let me just give you a quick explanation. A few weeks ago, I did say that I was pulling back from the politics a little bit. And some people are saying, oh, you're being hypocritical, you're not doing what you said you would do. Look, my answer to that is that everyone is entitled to change their mind or to do whatever they like on their own channel. Now, the easiest thing for me to do would be to completely walk away from politics and do something else on my channel. That would be the easiest thing to do. But I can't walk away from things I am very passionate about. I wanted to make it clear then, and I'll make it clear now, that I'm attached to nobody apart from myself. I do not work for anyone else. I'm not funded by anyone else. I don't get paid by anyone other than by Google. And I say what I believe, not what other people want me to say. And I'm entitled to do that. Sometimes I'll be talking about politics. Sometimes I won't. But what will always remain very dear and very close to my heart is my fellow countrymen, my home and the United Kingdom, wherever I live and wherever I am. So the big breaking news this afternoon is that our good friend Ben Habib, who recently announced the formation of a new party, or hinted strongly at a new party, will give his first full and exclusive interview here on this channel with me tomorrow night at 7 p.m, where Ben will be making a huge announcement about his future of a potential new party itself, its policies, who's going to be involved, and how he hopes to save the UK from the dreadful direction in which it's been heading. More interestingly, Ben has agreed to answer your questions live on the show. He's also agreed to open his heart and give you his honest opinion about Tommy, how he's been treated, and where Ben believes Tommy can and possibly will be heading in the future. This interview will take place live on this channel, exclusive tomorrow at 7 p.m. And I'm very honoured that Ben has chosen me to do it. And I think he's asked me because he knows the quality of my audience. And that is all down to you wonderful people out there. So you can get your questions in for Ben live tomorrow evening during the show. Please understand that the questions are going to be coming through thick and very fast. Please also understand that I've got to interview Ben, which is not the easiest of things because Ben is a very highly educated man and I have to up my game to keep up with him. I also have to read the comments, choose which ones are suitable to read out, and that all has to be done at the same time. So it will be a good idea to get as many questions as you can for Ben in the comments after this show is finished. And I will pick as many as I can. I will pick the most difficult questions, the best questions that I can see, and I will ask Ben in person live tomorrow night on this channel. And as I said earlier, a mark of the man is that I gave Ben the chance to do this recorded so that if there were any slip-ups, any mistakes, he'd have the chance to make sure he got it right. But he said no. He wants to address the public, walks and all. He wants to be as open with you guys as possible. And he is a man of the people. He said he will not be hiding or avoiding anything. Now, I don't know about you. How refreshing is it to hear a politician say something like that? Absolutely. Dave says, finally, a little hope, unlike reform. Karen, thank you very much. New member. Oh, look, it's got a picture with me as well. How lovely. Thank you. Frank, hi from Florida. Hopefully it's lovely out there as well too. I'm seeing one of my good friends, one of my security guys that's currently out here in Benidorm. Looking forward to that. I won't name him just in case he doesn't want me to. Danny says, hi, I am watching. Danny, I've been reliably informed that you have some video of me that I didn't know you had. Believe it or not, I haven't even seen it myself, but I know when it was taken by my son-in-law, the saucy sod, has taken a video of me and he sent it to you, and I believe that you're going to play it on your channel. Well, I don't mind, Danny. But if people want to see what a pillock I really can be, Danny's got a video. I don't know when he's going to show it, but I think he's going to. Love you, Danny. Love to you and Soph and to Carter. Hope you have a good time with your big son tomorrow. I cannot answer that question, my friend, but it's one that if you want me to ask Ben tomorrow, I will try and approach that as well. Looking forward to Ben tomorrow. It is going to be a cracker. Yes, heard him on Sunday. News at Ben at 10 a.m. Fantastic news. Flexi Official says Ben is not a PM, Rupert is a PM and Ben is a chairman. Well, we'll have to wait and see. All this is to be unveiled, I think. Yep, hi Ian. Jan, thank you, lovely Paul. Always talk so much sense. Will anything be good again? I have to be honest, I'm scared for our people and our country, more for my grandchildren. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Jen. I really appreciate that. I mean, Jen, look, messages like that mean the world to me in the respect that I think we all relate to that message, don't we? We're all just worried about the future, about our kids and our grandkids. I mean, look, my grandchildren range from, blimey, how old's the youngest now? 5. My youngest is 5. My oldest is coming up 13. And I'm worried sick for their future. When you look at the state of London, and they are Londoners essentially, when you look at the state of their hometown, the place of their birth right now in 2025, what's that going to look for them in 20 years' time? How's that going to, what sort of place is that going to be for them to live and for them to have their own children? What's it going to look like? The mayor was recently knighted by our so-called king for services to who, I don't know. It's beyond my comprehension that a man like Sadiq Khan could be awarded for ruining London with a knighthood. But it's not just Sadiq Khan's fault, is it? It'd be unfair to blame any one man. That honour has to go to many, many, many people, most of whom are born and bred British people, just like you and I. They're the ones that have let us all down. And let our kids, and more importantly, let our grandkids down. So yes, we're all worried about our future and the future of our children and our grandchildren. Richard, Ben needs something, is the man, and Tommy is right-hand man. But Ben, the posh speaker. Yeah, Richard, I get what you're saying. I mean, look, I think the thing is, for me, is that Ben appeals to a different type of person. Ben can appeal right across the board. Tom is a working class lad with a working class accent. Far more difficult for someone like that to appeal to or to break through the snobbery, the British class system, which is terrible. I mean, look, you know, people with that accent, people with tattoos and with accents like mine are going to end up in jail far quicker and far easier than someone like Hugh Edwards, who has a nice accent and wears a suit and comes from a higher end background, if you like. But their crimes, compare what they do, compare their message and what they've done to good people with different accents and who look and sound different to them. They get away with stuff other people don't. That's a fact. That's the class system that we need to get rid of. Thank you, Josephine. Susan from Preston, watching in Cyprus. I hope Ben can destroy Farage. Edward says, free Lucy Conley, jail Starmer. Dave says Ben won't be ruthless enough to become UK leader. We will see. These are all things that we can put to Ben tomorrow evening in what should be one of the most powerful political interviews that has ever been on YouTube from our side, if you like. SAFC Tom, I stay in background, try help. I appreciate being a part of this amazing content you bring every day. Hit the like, subscribe is free. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. There is one thing that you could do for me, guys. Danny's back in Benidorm. Katie Hopkins for Home Secretary. Wow, what an appointment that would be. I don't see any black eyes. I take it you've not met up with Danny yet. No, we've not had the chance yet. We are meeting on Tuesday, but for something completely different. Hi, Chris. Hi from Brighton. We miss you. Thank you very much, mate. In Siena for a wedding this weekend. So much nicer than Britain. Yep, Twiggy, thank you. Good afternoon, Paul. I'm just travelling back from London after yesterday's march against the grape gangs. Save our children from predators and all who's covered up and turned the other way. All scum. 100% agree. Anyone that's been involved in covering it up needs to be brought to book. Yeah, that's a very good point, Flexi. A very good point. Where is it? Someone talking about flies in Lincolnshire. Don't talk to, oh, here we go. Sparks. Sat here in Lincolnshire eating tons of horrible little flies. Don't talk to me about bugs. As I'm sitting here talking to you, I am currently scratching the biggest mosquito bite I've ever seen. Hi, Paul. Maybe you don't feel it building over there, but in the UK, most feel it's not a nice feeling. Hope you're well, mate. Alfred, look, I do feel it. One of the reasons I've come to live in Spain is I was feeling it too much. Not because I was running away or I wanted to get my family out. I wanted to get my family in a better place. Because as much as I love my country, I love them more. Said that 1,000 times before. One thing I was going to say, if any of you guys want to encourage me to do more and help me do more and understand that I try and do things properly. Whilst I may not have the biggest mouth or the loudest presence or the most aggressive voice or the most radical opinions, I am here to try and help you guys, and we're all on the same side. What you could do, instead of deserting me and unsubscribing, which is frankly ridiculous, why don't you click that subscribe button again and show me some love like I've been trying to show you guys for the last 14, 15 months by putting myself at risk on your behalf instead of having a go at me. How about that? Let's see how much you really care, or is it more about just hating on someone? Neil saying vote reform. Salford Lanks, not Manx. Charlie Kirk has been talking a lot about the UK on his channel lately. He thinks we are beyond saving. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I'd love to give you hope that gives you real hope. I think Charlie makes very many sensible points that are probably very accurate. The challenge that lies ahead for us is not a simple one. It's not an easy one. It's not one that can be resolved quickly. But we are British. The British don't fail. When we do, we get up, we dust ourselves down, we try again until we win. And we will win ultimately, but it's not going to be easy. And it has to be done correctly. Richard, cheers, mate. How hard is it to really expose the Whitehall men behind the curtain scripting ministerial meetings? I'll tell you what I found whilst I've been talking about politics, which is only just about 13, 14 months. It's not that long, to be fair. What I have found is that as soon as you, I think most of you know this, as soon as you go against the mainstream narrative, they come after you. They come after your income. They come after your reputation. They come after your family. They come after your finances. They come after your integrity. They will do anything to discredit you. It's all about discrediting people. And there are a number of people on the right, centre right, I'm talking about now, who have fell foul and have fell victim to that kind of intimidation, that kind of will to try and shut them up, because that's basically what it's about. It's about shutting people down. And they've done it with me. They've done it with me, and to a degree, to a large degree, they succeeded, or I fell for it, whichever way you want to put it, really. They made me sit back and think, what was I prepared to give? What was I prepared to sacrifice? For me, the one thing I wasn't prepared to sacrifice was my family. And if anything happened to me, it would destroy my family. That's the difficulty that's the challenge and the difficulty that I faced. I'm not so much bothered about me. I've had my life, but I am bothered about my family and the people that I love. And I would hope that everyone understands that. Yeah, Jamie, I tried to touch on that earlier on. I haven't doubled back on not talking about politics. I said I was going to move away from it, and I have to a degree. But my channel is about what's in my heart. I want to stay away from things that are inflammatory. I'm not interested, Jamie, in riots. I'm not interested in violence. I'm not interested in hatred. I'm interested in unifying people, bringing people together, stopping the violence, stopping the potential for violence. So that's what I'm really interested in. I've always had the same message. But at the same time, when you're on the centre right, those on the left, the hard left, will come after you and try and destroy everything that you say. Yeah, the Tilly 2, they look more like a Hitlerite rally with that repetitive chanting, and they call us the Nazis. Brilliant comment. Can you imagine, just imagine, and I won't repeat what was being chanted on that stage, but it included the words death to, death to. Can you imagine anyone from the centre right standing on a stage in front of thousands and thousands of people on national television screaming for the death of others? Can you imagine the uproar? And what would happen? Yeah, well said, Paul. Glastonbury, what a shit show. Absolutely. And here's the thing. This will be what I'd like. How about this for an idea? Everyone, all those kids at Glastonbury, I say kids, a lot of them ain't kids. I believe my internet connection might be a little bit, let's hope it picks up. Let me get down to, so I believe that, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, the people at Glastonbury yesterday, over the weekend, mostly youngsters, many of them old enough to know better, but mostly, you know, the types, right? Can you imagine what they'd have said? Can you imagine the uproar if they'd have been locked in to that arena yesterday? Let's say security shut the doors, turn the lights off, and all the bands disappeared off stage, and they were left there for, let's just say, an hour. No entertainment, locked gates, no water, no food. Just left there to boil in the sun for an hour. Can you imagine the entitlement and the fuss and the tears and the sorrow and the stories and the tales that they will come out with? Then imagine being at that music festival a couple of years back, when not only did the band stop playing, not only did the music stop, not only could they not escape, but there were armed terrorists there to murder them. Imagine, think about that for just a moment. Anyone that stood there yesterday waving a Palestine flag, chanting what they were chanting at a music festival of all places, should hang their heads in absolute shame, if only in solidarity for their counterparts who died and were murdered in cold blood. Can you believe what they did? Can you believe it? Stay positive too, Paul. Thank you, Sue. Bless you. James Rooney is a new member. Ian Nicholson. Ian, you didn't have to super chat me, mate. You've got my bloody phone number. You should have just messaged me. Oh, hold on, someone has. He might have done. Oh, Danny's saying, send me a link. I will jump on for 2 minutes. Danny, I'd love to send you the link, mate, but hold on a minute. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, Danny. Let me see. No, I can't. I'll tell you why, Danny, because my email's not opening up. What I will do is I will send you a picture of the link, and if you can be bothered, you can type it in. But it'd be lovely to have you on. Ian Nicholson, shout out to Banter JDP YouTube channel. Well, if Ian says check it out, it's worth checking out. Banter JDP YouTube channel. And I'm going to give a big shout out to all the patriotic auditors who are out and about exposing the truth about what is going on up and down our country. Good people, one and all. Let's see if Danny does manage to hop on. Michelle, Paul, we would never abandon you. Talk sense and from the heart. We're on the same page, and I, for one, am grateful to you. Love all your videos from us here in Catford. Thank you so much, Michelle. I really, really appreciate that. I'm going to be honest with you. There have been times when I do feel that some people have abandoned us, but to be fair, I understand. I understand the disappointment, but we have to get over that nonsense and work together. But when your own people turn on you, that's when it gets really difficult. Yup, Vermin Paul singing Death Chants. That sort of nonsense will not bring peace and harmony to the streets of anywhere, least of all the streets of our own country. Shoaib, good to see you, mate. Lovely to have you on. Thank you. Do you think Ben will be joined by Rupert? Nice to see you, brother. Good to see you too. That's a question that I'll put down for Ben tomorrow. Don't forget, get your questions in the comments. I'd prefer that I'll tell you what to do. Rather than put them in the chat now, if you could put them in the comments afterwards, because they're a hell of a lot easier for me to go through. If you just put them in the comments in the live chat, I've got to go through the whole video again, which is going to be best part of an hour or whatever. That's going to be difficult. So pop your questions after the show's finished. Pop your questions in to the regular comments, and I'll try and put as many as possible. See you later, Jules. Cheers. I'll try and put as many of them as possible to Ben tomorrow. A lot of people coming to Benidorm by the looks of it. Nice one, Stephen. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you, Owen. Really appreciate that. The royal family are nothing more than a tourist attraction. I'm afraid I would have to agree with that. Danny is now driving. The situation has changed. He's up and down like a fiddler's elbow, isn't he? Right, guys, I am going to call it a day because I have a lot of work to do this evening. Not only that, I've got to go and see a friend. I've also got to go through all the videos to make sure that I try and get as many questions in for Ben Habib tomorrow. Big announcement from Ben tomorrow. Lots and lots of questions. He's not going to hide from anyone. Do not miss it. Tell your family, tell your friends on this channel, live and exclusive, 7 p.m. tomorrow. It's Ben Habib, and he's going to reveal what is going on and where he believes Tommy will go in the future. No holds barred. Ben Habib tomorrow evening. Love to you all, everyone. Have a great Sunday evening. Thanks for watching. Smash that upvote for us. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. If you've subscribed and recently unsubscribed, come on, come back. We'll see you soon. Love to you all, everyone. Take care.